They say patience is virtue, but we prefer to think of it as fashionably late. We took a little extra time behind the scene to make sure everything is absolutely flawless for you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. To our entrepreneurs watching from across Southern Africa, to our municipal leaders, government departments, took a little extra time behind the scene to make sure everything is absolutely flawless for you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. To our entrepreneurs watching. Apologies for that. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. To our entrepreneurs watching from across South Africa, to our municipal leaders, government departments, business chambers, strategic partners, NGOs, cooperatives, youth, women entrepreneurs, and everyone joining us online, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to be part of this historic moment. Today is not simply the launch of a digital platform. Today is the beginning of a movement built on opportunity, a movement built on entrepreneurship, a movement built on hope. Several years ago, I asked myself a simple question. Why do so many talented people and entrepreneurs struggle? Every day I met people with incredible ideas. A carpenter, a fashion designer, a farmer, a mechanic, a baker, a musician, an electrician, a young graduate, a mother running a business from home. They all had one thing in common. They were all talented. But talent alone wasn't enough. Many couldn't afford a shop, many didn't have a website, and many didn't know how to receive payments online. Many didn't know how to market their businesses at all. Some had incredible products, but no customers. Some had customers, but no systems to grow. The problem wasn't lack of talent. The problem was lack of opportunity. That question stayed with me. I began imagining something different. What if every entrepreneur, no matter where they lived, could own a professional online business? What if in a village, someone had an opportunity the same way as someone in the city has an opportunity? What if technology became affordable instead of intimidating? What if entrepreneurs had one place where they could sell, receive payments, market themselves, manage bookings, find customers, learn new skills, and grow? And that, ladies and gentlemen, that simple question became the beginning of Woza. Today, I'm proud to introduce to you Woza Online. But Woza is much more than an online marketplace. It is an entrepreneurial ecosystem. It is a digital infrastructure built for entrepreneurs. Whether you sell products, whether you sell services or provide services, whether you create music, whether you run a salon, whether you repair vehicles, whether you farm, whether you teach, whether you manufacture, Woza has been built with you in mind. Our mission is simple: to remove barriers and to create access. To help entrepreneurs spend less time struggling with systems and more time growing their business. Today, I also want to speak to our municipalities, our government departments, our NGOs, our development agencies, and our strategic partners. Entrepreneurship cannot succeed in isolation. It requires collaboration. Together, we can help local business become visible. We can support youth-owned enterprises. We can strengthen township and rural economies. We can empower cooperatives. We can create measurable economic impact. Technology gives us the ability not only to support entrepreneurs, but also understand the outcome of that support. When entrepreneurs grow, communities grow. When communities grow, municipalities become stronger. When municipalities become stronger, our country becomes stronger. That is the future we believe in. Today, I invite every entrepreneur watching us, take the first step. Register on Woza. Open your online store on Woza. Tell your story. Build your business. Don't wait for opportunity. Create opportunity. To our partners, walk this journey with us. Support local entrepreneurs. Invest in local business. Help us build stronger local economies. Because this is not only about technology. It is about the people. It is about dignity. It is about opportunity. It is about building a South Africa where every entrepreneur has the chance to succeed. Today, that journey begins. Welcome to Woza Online. Welcome to the new chapter of entrepreneurship. Let us rise wherever we are and scream out loud from a shop to a car. Because earlier on, I spoke about the carpenter. I spoke about the baker. I spoke about the mechanic. I spoke about the graduate. Let's imagine that entrepreneur has just heard about Woza. What happens next? Let me show you. Let me take you through a journey of what Woza feels and looks like. Before we show you how entrepreneurs manage their business, let me show you what their customer experience will be, because the customers will be the ones that will be making the vendors, and thus will be what is making us to win. On your screen flighted, this is what you will come to when you open Woza. This is what Woza looks like. Woza has a job board, which is where people can come look for jobs. People can apply for jobs. But vendors, corporates, government, and everyone can come and post jobs so people can easily come get jobs that are verified, that are vetted, that are audited, to make sure that the person who's advertising the job is actually a legit job, is a legit vendor, and that job can actually be beneficial to whoever who's seeking employment. The top there, you've got your blogs, which is the blogs of people who can come in to give information, to give education. We've got gift certificates. You can give anyone that you want to gift to buy on any of the vendors on Woza. We've got brands, which it's brands that are Woza brands that you can come and search for. And then the most important part is the sell on Woza. How to sell on Woza. What to sell on Woza. And how to register. The shop there will show you the information that will then be required, which will tell you about what Woza is. And once you've opened the shop, after we've done our approvals and we've vetted you through our robust KYC or vetting system to ensure that you are a legitimate vendor, the company that you say is yours, it's yours. The documents that you submitted are not fraudulent. The banking details that people are going to pay you into are the real existing banking details. You are not going to take people's money and run away. And most importantly, to know where you come from so that we are able to measure which areas are performing, which areas need help, but which entrepreneur is where, because we need to know in municipalities, in wards, because those are demarcations that actually assist us to know where help is needed and to go and help in that particular area. So as you register, those are the important information, and once the website goes live at the end, you will be able to see why the information is needed, what information is needed, and you are able to then register. So on the next screen with us, you'll see, can you go to the next screen? It's not changing. Oh, I think mine is slow. Okay, it's fine. Mine is slow. It's fine. So we can, so those are all that, and then you just submit. Then we've got product categories where it shows you who can actually become a vendor on Woza. On Woza, you can sell anything from your services, whether professional, whether you're an electrician, you can come sell your services here. Professionally, informally, we accommodate everyone because this is an all-inclusive economy. This is an economy that is taking everyone with to ensure that everyone wins. So everyone can come and sell on Woza. You get the same benefits. We don't favor anyone and leave anyone behind. We are taking everyone with because this is part of the economic therapy that we are going to take our people through with. So this is how your homepage will be looking like. This is where you'll find your products that you are selling, and we will assist you all the way, whether it's your product photography, whether it's how to present your products, everything, all the way along the steps. We've got young, energetic creatives who are working with us, who are going to join the team. Some have joined the team, who are going to assist the vendors every step of the way and even support them 100%. And while we're still talking about that, just pardon me for 1 second. These are the products that you'll be selling, and this is how the product will look like. You'll have your photography. It will show you the product. It will show you the pricing. It will show you how many are available, which company is selling them, which vendor is selling them, which pet supply is selling them, the location, and so forth and so forth. So this is what your product will be looking like on Woza. Your product will always be on the storefront so that we are able to then promote them better to give you maximum exposure, but more so for the customers to be able to easily find your products according to the way we have done the backend system. And as you can see, bestsellers, your on-sale products. So we are big on promotions when it comes to this because this is a mall where you are going to be able to sell products. We'll always have your seasonal offers, your sales, we'll have everyday sales, and we'll always assist in marketing, whether taking all of your products all the way to the market. We'll make sure that it is well exposed on the platform, it is well exposed on the social media elements and other forms of media that we would have partnered with. And as you can see, everything is well displayed. And if you are coming to sell as part of the vetting process, just to mention, if you are selling, for instance, products that require you to have licensing, we will be fully requiring that so that you are able to then sell the products legally. So everything that requires a compliance, there's a department that deals strictly with compliance. We are going to be strict with compliance, but we are also going to assist you to be able to get your compliance that is required for you to sell on Woza, so that we remove the barriers that are actually, or lack of access to information on how to do certain things. So for us, it's not only about requiring stuff, but it's also about helping you and giving you a lending hand in terms of this is how you are going to do it. This is how you're supposed to do it. And that's why the partnership with municipalities, so that our vendors comply with the bylaws of the municipalities. Our vendors, for them to grow, they must have that support of knowing what is required at the municipality for them to be vendors who are compliant, because we are doing this for sustainability more than we are doing it for anything else. So for us, the most important thing is to make sure that the full support for vendors is there, is to make sure that everything is done the right way, is to make sure that every way that we do business with the vendors, it is actually the way to go. We are now going to go to your, so the screen in front of you, it's actually a screen that shows you how people will look for your product. So for instance, this is for digital products. If people are looking for ebooks, this is how it will come up for them, and then they will be able to be identifiable according to category, according to what they fall under. So it's easier for people to come. If they are looking for car electronics, they know exactly where to go. They will find you as a vendor wherever you are. So we are now going to go to the back end, which is the behind the scene, which is the engine of what drives the front end, which is the engine that actually makes the front end to look the way it is, but also to discuss also the business tools that exist to help that entrepreneur that we are trying to build. Because we can't be preaching building an entrepreneur, but we don't give them the tools to thrive. And this for us is what makes us unique as an ecosystem, because we take you with from zero all the way up. So what we then do, this is the dashboard. And on the dashboard, it will show you the sales analytics. What sales have you made? On what date? It will show you here the orders that you've done. And on our site, as Woza, it shows us the vendors with sales, which then we are able to account to say, through Woza, entrepreneurs were able to make so much sales. Through Woza, so many vendors were onboarded this month. So many vendors brought in new products. So many vendors haven't signed in. Then we go and check, are you okay? Do you need support? Do you need help? Is there anything that we are doing that we are not supposed to be doing, and all that? So for us, the back end is exactly that. New products, it will be, we will be able to see the new products of which we vet. You upload the product, we verify that it is your product, it is what you say it is, and then we then help you to upload it. Suspended vendors, obviously vendors that don't comply with the terms and conditions of the platform itself, vendors that defraud customers, vendors that do the wrong things, that don't actually represent the image of the platform, will be the vendors that would fall under that category. If you're looking on the far left, you've got orders, which is your order management system, which then it's all about orders. It shows you what orders were made, what orders were paid, what orders are pending. It shows you everything that has to do with the orders. And that on its own becomes a system of just ordering management. It will tell you about the returned orders. It will tell you about anything that has to do with orders that needs to be done, orders that are pending, orders that are coming, and you can always have orders of people that are having or on a waiting list, and so forth and so forth. On the products, it's where you list. There'll be product categories where you list into this product, where you list into certain categories, features, options, colors. All the variations are there for you to be able to upload the product that people are going to be able to find as easy as they can. And this is the most important part, because the products are what we're selling. The products are the engine of the economy, because that is actually a commodity for you to thrive when you are trying to make a living and when you're trying to solve a problem that exists in the community. So on the product side, it's where you've got everything, and more so, we have a live commerce on the products where you can sell your product live. People can actually watch you like they watch you on other platforms. You can actually sell to them in a video format from the comfort of your house, from the comfort of your shop. You sell to them and you are able to communicate with them. And furthermore, we've got auctions. So you are able to auction your products. create an auction online, put it on the homepage, and that auction, they'll tell you what's the minimum bidding price, what's the maximum bidding price, and how long will the auction be open for. And we'll have a list of auctions that come. There'll be days that are dedicated to this auction according to category, which is the most important part because it helps you to be able to sell your goods on time, whether you are doing a garage sale, whether you are selling antique stuff, whether you are you are a collector who buys things and then sells them. And the same process of vetting the products will still apply on the auctions, so that we make sure that people are not auctioning or selling things that are not legit, are illegal, and all of that. So we've got a robust system also just to vet on the auctioning side of things. Events and ticketing is the most interesting part because events happen every day. Now, you come, you list your event, you create a ticket, and that ticketing system has got everything you need for you to thrive. Whether it's the mapping of your flooring space, whether it's the mapping of your venue, tickets according to tiers, tickets design, QR codes, everything is there for you to be able to manage events and for your events to thrive. This is the most important part because a lot of people struggle with just the basics of managing an event because they don't have a system that supports their dream of actually doing events. So this is a tool that we specifically designed to solve the needs of everyone who is into events and who's doing events, because for us, that's the most important part of the business that's happening. After events, of course, we've got bookings. People are supposed to be able to get bookings and take bookings and make bookings, allocate bookings. You've got a lot of B&Bs in the townships and everywhere. And those B&Bs must be able to take bookings. Restaurants, doctors, salons, every place you can think of that can actually use the system will use this tool to the most advantage so that they can thrive in a sustainable way. We've got the customers. So this is where your customers will be coming. We are going to vet the customers that they are the right customers. We are going to make sure that there's an administrative way for you as a vendor to be able to manage your customers, to communicate with your customers. And under those customers, we have an element which is like a callback system. Customers are able to communicate with you directly. Customers are able to do everything with you directly, but most importantly, over and above that customer module, between you and the customer, there's Woza Taxi Post, which is launching at the end of July. And Woza Taxi Post, it's actually a delivery system where a driver network comes in to join to ensure that goods are delivered from vendors to customers. We brought that in-house so that a vendor does not take a customer's money and not deliver. So we made sure that the system itself, in terms of deliveries, it is vetted and a system is created in such a way that the workflow between the vendor and the customer, we are in control of it. And even when we bring partners on the terms and conditions of satisfying the customer. And having said that, the most important thing with the customers is also the returns management, which is a system on its own to manage the returns so that the customers are treated fairly, but equally so the vendors are also treated fairly. We've got the vendors, which is where you are vetted, which is where you are loaded, which is where everything that we spoke about in terms of vendors. Our aim is to be able to onboard a vendor within 24 hours. We are targeting the 24-hour maximum for the 8-hour period because the vetting process is robust, but at the same time, we have simplified it with a KYC system that actually is linked to everything that we need to know. So if you're saying this is your ID number, Home Affairs will be able to tell us. If you're saying this is your banking details, we are able to do that. If you're saying everything that has to do with a vendor and a customer that needs to be verified, we'll be able to verify it. And over and above that, we've got a robust marketing system, which is going to automate a lot of posts which is going to ensure that there's a banner system, and that banner system is going to display and give exposure to your products. It is going to give your products a lot of exposure on all media platforms that are there, that exist. And most importantly, to be able to market your product from the platform directly to social medias, or to give it newsletters and all that, and blogs will form part of this, but this is basically what it is. We'll be launching in the beginning of September the Affiliation Pro, which is where we do affiliation marketing, and we'll keep on touching base on all of this as the times proceed, as we launch, as we go further towards the launch. So now, imagine yourself as a vendor having access to all of this. Imagine yourself as a municipality. Imagine yourself as a government entity or a non-governmental entity supporting this vendor with all the tools that are there for the vendor not to fail. Ladies and gentlemen, Woza is a platform for everyone. Woza is a platform for the people, by the people. And I'm welcoming everyone as we open the doors to go to Woza, open a shop, to go to Woza, open a service shop, open an office to sell your services, to go to Woza, and actually start a career for you to thrive. Welcome to Woza. Click on to www.wozawoza.co.za. Explore the platform. We will be opening to the customers very soon. To all the vendors, welcome aboard. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. We are Woza. We are open. We are accessible. Get in touch with us. All the details are there. Social media, we are Woza online. Look for us. Talk to us. We are here for you. Thank you. I'm going to open up for questions, if ever any, and just a few seconds. Let me talk to my team. If there's any questions for clarity, please kindly send us the questions below. We will respond to them individually, or alternatively, you can send us the questions to admin@wozawoza.co.za. If there's any questions, please let me know. How easy it is for vendors to So there's a question here from Seselelo Matlapeng 5096. How easy is it for vendors to register? For vendors to register, it's something that will take less than 5 minutes if all the documents are there, for them to fill out the forms, for us to vet. With our vetting system and all documents ready and available, within 2 hours a vendor could have been approved as a vendor. To build up the shop, it takes a few hours, but a vendor within 24 hours will be having a shop that is running, where they can start selling and start offering their services or products or music, anything that they need to sell. So that is the answer to Seselelo's question. Is there any selector? Any questions? Okay. Thanks a lot. See you on the other side. Welcome to Woza Online. Thank you.